Hi, from Las Vegas. We got some rice. This never happens. Are we a cooking show now? I hope not, because I've never done this before. Today we are doing a weekday tea practice, and we are trying to use the heck out of our old green tea and make some Ochazuke. And I've never done this before, so don't think I'm gonna perfect it up and I don't know what I'm doing. For the story that I posted today, I just tried it just to make sure it wouldn't be a disaster, and it wasn't. So I think, this will be okay. But again, this is more of I've never done this before, but it's something I imagine might be okay with old green tea. So why not? It's a good, excuse to do an experiment. So that's why we're here. That's why we got some rice. We got some food. This might be the most delicious tea practice we ever do. So, and with the mess that's my tea table right now, trust me, you don't want to see it. We're never doing this again, but it's worth it for today. So, hello to Sweet Man Talking, Ruben, Shiloh, Stephen, how's it going? Space between black and white, and Ross. Hi from Las Vegas. Cool, so let's get the show on the road. Just a little primer. Ochazuke is a Japanese dish, which basically is as simple as it gets, which I dig. You take a bowl of rice and you pour green tea over it, and then you put some soy sauce, you put some toppings, and then you call it a day. So I thought, wow, this sounds like the perfect kind of snack that you can have at your tea table without leaving it. All you gotta do is just scoop some rice in, bring it upstairs with you, or to your tea table, and it's like this non-obtrusive tasting, non-obtrusive smelling dish that kind of doesn't, I imagine it wouldn't really, interact too much with the taste of tea. So I think it's perfect. But we'll see. I've actually never made it before. Again, the picture I took for Instagram earlier was I was just trying it out. I've never, ever done it before. So I hope that makes you feel better about maybe trying it yourself if you'd like to. So let's start. I'm gonna be doing a couple different rounds of this. I made a big bowl of rice just to see what different kinds of green tea we could use, I guess. Alex from Lava the Sheep, how's it going? Teaspoon Views, how's it going? Maybe you guys can help me decide which teas we can test over time. We got an hour, but the first thing I want to test is genmaicha. And the reason why is because this is my classic old bag of Japanese grocery tea, I looked at it and I'm like, this is probably from a couple years ago, right? It looks all nice and new still. And then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, shit, it's from 2015. I'm just having a lot of those moments recently. So this is genmaicha from 2015 that I just never used. And I was thinking maybe I should start with a really high quality green tea, But I think going in with a green tea drink down theme, I think I should be using the stuff I really want to get rid of. And I think these huge bags of supermarket tea are a really good bet to do that. Alex, I know you guys came home with a bunch of, big baggies of Japanese green tea. So let's start with that. So I looked up how to make the stuff, and I was like, questions in my mind are what do? Do you steep the tea harder? Do you use a certain kind of tea? And apparently you can use genmaicha, hojicha, sencha. It's a Japanese dish, so I'm not sure if there's a Chinese equivalent for it. So the recommended tea to use is Japanese green tea of some sort. So we'll try that out to start. Just preheating the kyusu here. And what's interesting is a lot of the recipes online use green tea bags. So I think we might be a little bit more special here. Using actual loose leaf tea. I'm not sure if it's going to make a big difference if you use green tea bag tea. But what I did do is I also bought from the store today, when we were running there to get some toppings, the store-bought seasoning for it too. This is the equivalent of what we're doing, but in a packet form, and only for $1.89. So maybe I shouldn't have done that because I'm trying to get rid of my stuff and not buy more stuff. But I'm interested to see if what we make here is going to be better than this store-bought stuff. Let's try it out. So here's the genmaicha. It looks so old! It looks really old. Is it visible? Here, let me just show you. It looks really old and crunchy. I mean, crunchier than usual. Oh my god, it looks... It looks really dusty. It looks like chalk spilled all over it. Still smells, you know, nice and genmaicha-y, so hopefully it'll still be okay for us to use today. How does it smell? It smells like genmaicha. It's what we want. We're on track, right? And then what I'm wondering here is how far we can push the boundaries of how good the tea has to be to make this taste really good, you know, like, and how bad the tea can be to still make it taste decent. I'm not really sure. So this is kind of as standard as it gets, I think. Hopefully we won't die. Let's see, Ruben, if you do a sencha, brew it out and garnish the rice with the leaves. Shiloh, comparative tasting time. I know, that's why I got this. I'm like, I shouldn't, but like so much of my life and the things I have extra that I'm not supposed to have revolve around me wanting to do comparative stuff. Like, I should compare this with something, you know? So why don't we do that? Let's right now make another bowl and do a side-by-side right now. Let's not waste any time. So this is the genmaicha we're doing. The OG, kind of like, we're doing it from scratch. And then here, I'm gonna do another bowl. Hey Bella, don't eat my rice. Dude, my dog's trying to eat my rice. Don't eat my rice. Is rice bad for dogs? I don't think so. They put so much of it in dog food. All right. So we'll do rice with what we're making, and then we'll do rice with the store-bought Ochazuke. And again, Ochazuke is this green tea broth thing. So while this is steeping. Oh, okay. So they cracked up, because when I saw this, it says, place cooked rice in a bowl and add 1 packet of this stuff. And then below it says, warning, consuming this product may expose you to chemicals including lead, inorganic arsenic, and cadmium, which are known in the state of California to cause cancer. It's because California is the only state who wants to warn us about this stuff. To cause birth defects and other reproductive harm. So I guess if I want to be productive or reproductive, I shouldn't have this. But, you know, for science, right? I have nothing against packets of food like this. The major complaint that people, you know, have about sealed packets of seasoning like this is that they can be pretty salty and you can't control the ingredients that are in it. And kind of like, dude, if you're doing the green tea thing, just, you know, you're trying to be healthy, I guess? So why not just make it from scratch? It's not that difficult, especially for us as tea people. We always got stuff lying around, you know? Ooh, that looks really interesting. I didn't expect that. It's like solid. Look at this stuff. I didn't expect that. All right. And then all I do is I put this on. Ooh, that's satisfying. I'm gonna put a lot of rice. I'm gonna use half the packet. And I'm gonna pour hot water over it? This seems weird. Brewing rice on tea curious. Rice curious. All right. Does that seem right? That smells really good, actually. I'm kind of worried. I'm like worried now that I can't make it as good as the packet stuff. Okay, so this is the packet, the store-bought packet, okay? It's $1.89 for like 4 of these. So they're pretty cheap. They're like 50 cents. Hey, Bella, quit it. And then we're gonna pour this in. Ooh, it's got an okay color to it. I wish it was more green. It's got this kind of like throwback green tea color. And then I'm gonna wanna drink it. So I think if you guys are trying this, don't get too excited about trying this first. Try to taste it. It still tastes good, thank goodness. Okay, so the genmaicha, that's 2015. 5-year-old genmaicha is still tasting okay. So hopefully that makes a good base for what we're trying to do here. All right, and then I'm gonna break up the rice. Again, I've never done this before. I'm really just doing this because of the green tea practice thing going on. the green tea drink down, which if you haven't started it, our goal is to just drink down 7 green teas before next Sunday. And if you started today, you could do it by just doing like a green tea a day. Or doing 1 whole day full of Ochazuke like this. Is this how this is supposed to be? Are these not supposed to dissolve? I guess not. I guess that's what the picture looks like, right? Little like rice crackers going on. Alright. Let's see. Okay. And this is ours over here. So we've definitely got more color. Let that sit for a little bit. Shiloh, dogs eating my rice, brings back memories of Yunnan. They were cute though, it's okay. Inka, nice to see you. Iko de Trav, I always never know how to say your name. Santosh, Esther E. Blanc, and Nicole, how's it going? So we're comparing store-bought. How does it always devolve into a comparative tasting? I can't not. Okay, this is a store-bought Ochazuke, which is green tea, broth over rice. And this is our homemade thing going on. I don't even know what ratios to do. See, I've never done this before. And I didn't want to do it before because I want to make you feel like you could do this too, even if you've never done it before. You know? Yeah. I think the only thing is you need to start with pretty good rice because the flavors will be pretty subtle. If you use crappy rice, you know, it's gonna come through. So I actually used really, really dope rice. This is the rice from my teacher's sister's tea farm in Taiwan. And man, I brought this rice back and, you know, cradled it like a baby on the way back. It's delicious. So green tea, I poured into here. It's a genmaicha. And then the last thing we need to do, I guess I should taste it first to see if it even needs soy sauce. It's very ricey. Sencha with rice over rice. So I'm gonna put a little bit of soy sauce. Okay. And this broth is supposed to be really, really, really light and pretty delicate. So your crowning glory is going to be all your toppings you put on it. So let's get some of the stuff I picked up from the store. How do I not have furikake at home? So I'm going to use furikake, which is seaweed with sesame seed. And then, anyone averse to fish? Let's try it out. Woo! Wow, it smells really good! Salmon flake. I can't believe I'm actually making dinner with my tea. This is great. I feel really good about using this really old shit tea. Look at how nice that looks! Wow. Okay then. Doesn't that look pretty good? Right? You know? Yeah, like I'd pay like $5 at a restaurant for that. Let's see how it tastes. So, I'm pretty proud of myself because this is what you get for 50 cents at the store. You know, it's kind of sad looking. It doesn't have like a green tea color. Look at this. So I think that's the one downside of this stuff is that it doesn't really have much green tea color going on. Maybe we should add some more of it. No? No, there's not much green tea color. It just doesn't look that satisfying. Store-bought for 50 cents. And then this is what we're making here, right in my tea room. Jeff from Dewey's Tea, yes, Ochazuke has been happening right now. I've never done this before. Really, it's just in the spirit of trying to do the green tea drink down that we're hosting this week. Old green tea, you know, instead of tossing it out, let's just make food out of it. Okay, let's try it out. It's pretty tasty. That's delicious. Dude, I don't even gotta make dinner tonight. That's what you're eating tonight, Steven. Okay, so, you know, primarily the flavor I'm getting is from the salmon. There's not as much of the genmaicha flavor as I'd like to see. And I wonder if that's because I'm making this tea with genmaicha that's not that fantastic. You know, it's got the toastiness that I want from the brown rice itself, but not a lot of huge tea flavor. Yeah, so I like it a lot, and I think this would be it'd be pretty good if you bought it at a restaurant, like, honestly speaking, I'd be pretty happy getting this. But I noticed that as tea people, our biggest pet peeve is tea flavored stuff that's not that strongly tea flavored. So I think my goal is to try to make this as pretty as it looks, but with stronger tea flavor. You know, I'm not sure if you guys have seen that, like matcha green tea like cookies or matcha green tea ice cream, hojicha like encrusted whatever, Earl Grey ice cream, and then when you have it, it doesn't really taste like green tea or tea. That's like a big pet peeve for me. So if I got this dish, I would want more of the green tea flavor to come through. And I think we can do that by using a stronger green tea. So maybe hojicha, maybe gyokuro, maybe, hey baby, how's it going? It's my dog. It's delicious, right? No, hey. You never do this otherwise. Huh. The tea stuff's boring, huh? Just the rice stuff's cute. Okay. So, yeah. Our goal here, I think, next is to try to dial up the tea flavor. We could do that by using hojicha or maybe gyokuro, if you guys are down for that. You know, like really make it really umami. This is a good dish, but I think it's not going to impress a tea person, you know? So, yeah, let's compare it to the store-bought stuff. I think just visually, I think I beat the store-bought stuff. No? Yes? Look at it. I mean, look. It's actually got the green tea color, okay? This stuff doesn't really have it. And it's got arsenic and cadmium and whatever. Okay, so actually, this has more flavor. I think it's because it's got a lot of like the kelp flavoring and like, is there MSG in it? I'm not anti-MSG, but yeah. It's got MSG in it, it's got sugar, salt, green tea powder, kelp powder, and something called disodium isonate and disodium guanylate. I'm not afraid of like long-sounding names and seasonings, but that's why this has a kind of deeper umami flavor to it. It's actually pretty tasty. But you're definitely not getting any green tea flavor at all here, I think. So, it's good. It's very tasty, but I'm happier with this, actually. I wonder if the broth ratio is good. My friend from Dewey's Tea, are you still here? Is this the right ratio for Ochazuke? It feels pretty brothy. Well, that's delicious! Oh my god! Oh man, that's like tea with rice. I mean, that's what it is. But that's really delicious. Yeah, wow, now you can get some of that tea flair going on. I'm having a really good time. This is fun. Can we do this more? Okay. So all these bowls I'm setting aside, Steven's gonna have to eat later. Next one. Should we do hojicha or gyokuro? Thoughts? Thoughts? While I'm doing this. Hey Michael, how's it going? Yeah, Tea Rice Live. I've never done it before, it's my first time. We're doing this challenge where we need to drink down 7 old green teas within 2 weeks. We're about halfway through the challenge now. No, like a fourth of the way. So there's still lots of time for people to like join in and try to drink down some of the green teas, find another use for them. And yeah, I think the biggest success of making this is like it's beautiful, it's gonna feed me, and it's not gonna waste this 2015 Genmaicha that I just haven't opened other than to bring it to class as an example of like a store-bought green tea, you know? I don't know about you guys, but even what we call like crappy store-bought green tea, I just don't feel good throwing it away. It's still tea. Like someone still put the effort into making it. Someone still grew it, you know, like at least one of those farmers who like put their, you know, effort into this, like grew the plants and, you know, wanted something good to come of it. So just tossing it, even if it's really old, it's just not my thing. You know, I can declutter almost anything else. I can toss away clothes and donate extra books and stuff, but when it comes to tea, I just don't want to waste it, you know? Michael, add a little dashi pellets to yours. I do have dashi. Where's my dashi? I do have dashi. So dashi is like bonito fish stock that's powdered. So I can add that to boost the umami a little bit. Dewey's Tea, don't ask me. My Japanese friend made it for me. I need a Japanese friend to make this for me. Add a poached egg and it's a meal. Hojicha base. Cool. Let's do hojicha. Let's do this. Okay. Let's use a good hojicha. How's that? Tea and whisks. Royal hojicha. This is good stuff, dude. Okay, so let's use a really good hojicha. Okay. So again, our goal is to get more of that green tea flavor going. I'm not going to be satisfied until I can taste the tea in the actual rice. Because actually in this dish, the tea should be shining through, you know? Like, it's a very simple dish. You don't season the rice with anything. You should put a little bit of like toppings on top, but you should be letting the tea kind of do its thing. It's like one of the only recipes, I think, if you can call this a recipe, that we can let our ingredients shine through, because tea is notoriously difficult to infuse into things as a flavor. It's very mild, it's very subtle. Even when you do mixology, like making cocktails and drinks and stuff, you really have to hustle to get the tea flavor and stuff. So that's a challenge. Let's see if we can overcome it with the hojicha. And then I can't help it, if we have time after this, I'm gonna want to try gyokuro with it to see what happens. Or at least a really high-grade sencha. Well, while I wait for that to keep finished boiling, I'm gonna keep eating this. That's really good. Some more of the genmaicha flavor is coming through as this cools down, and as there's not as much salmon on it. So, rice, preferably white rice, short grain rice. Put it in a bowl, and then, oh, this is cool. You can just top it off with more tea if you want more tea. I have never done that in my life. Pouring tea into a rice bowl. It's really interesting. Ooh, that boosted the green tea flavor too. Tasty. Hey, Steven, you should have some of this. There you go. I made dinner. Now I don't gotta make dinner later. Cool beans. Alright, next one. Let's try hojicha. As always, when you have a fresh pot of tea to make, don't cut corners, even for, you know, ridiculous experiments like this. Preheat your friggin' teapot. No excuses. Preheat it. And, you know, a little side note for teaware. This is a bankoyaki kyusu. Banko clay, it's my only one, but I find that this clay tends to do really, really well with roasted teas. It kind of tones down the sourness and boosts the sweetness and roastiness. So whenever I do hojicha, it's not even a question anymore. I instantly use this pot. I really dig it. And I think we're not afraid of like green tea flavor. I'm gonna try to pack this baby with a lot of hojicha. Try to get as much flavor as possible to come out. We're not messing around here. Like, I'm okay with like Ochazuke, that's just okay, you know, like flavorful and stuff, but I want that tea flavor to come out. No messing around. So let's use a lot of this. So this is a really good hojicha. You can see from the quality of the leaves, you know, it's mostly stems and not a lot of like the coarse material here. This is a very sweet, very roasty hojicha. And it's pretty rare that I find a hojicha that's both really dark like this, but also very sweet. And what's happening is that this is made from a first harvest material from the spring. And what that means is that, you know, a lot of hojicha is made using kind of byproduct, like, oh, you know, it's the summer, we gotta do something with the leaves, let's make hojicha, you know, let's roast it to make something out of it. Or, you know, it's autumn leaves aren't that great anyway, we might as well roast them to get some money out of them. There's nothing wrong with that, but then that's the reason why a lot of the hojicha in the market sometimes brews up with a little bit of sourness, and this is just super sweet. So I wonder if it's a little bit too sweet for this treatment. Nothing wrong with that, I guess, right? If there's anyone who's not going to be afraid of sweet rice, it's me. Because there's a Filipino dish called champorado. If there's anyone who's Filipino watching this, you all know this kind of like weird part of our cuisine. It's a... wow, there's no way to like express this in an elegant way. It's rice with chocolate. You basically take rice and you mix chocolate with it. And then you pour condensed milk over it. And then you eat it for like... it's like a really popular breakfast or afternoon snack. Yeah. And we dig that shit, you know? Like, it's super good. And probably why I might have early onset diabetes, you know? Like, I don't even eat that much sweets right now. But when I was young, it's just chocolate rice, Oreo cereal, Fruit Loops, chocolate, Oreos, Chips Ahoy. Like, did you know a Chips Ahoy is 100 calories per cookie? Like, I used to, like, eat, like... I just used to stack them up and just eat them, you know? Like... But anyway, chocolate rice. So if this turns out chocolatey and smoky, I'm not going to be too sad about it. Let's see. Ruben, I was preheating my pot as you said to do so, because it's true. People gotta preheat their pots. And by people, I mean me. Gosh, yeah. It's just better, you know? It just makes tea taste better, I think. If we don't cut corners. Whoever made the tea didn't cut corners when they were making it, if we're buying really good tea, you know? Even the ceramicist didn't cut corners. Well, maybe they were cutting into corners, but they didn't cut corners with their product. Shiloh, looks like iron-based stoneware. Better heat retention may draw out the caramelized and roasted notes. I don't know how it retains heat, actually. I wish we had our ray gun here, our temperature reader, because... that's something we need to do more tests with, is how really do pots retain heat. I think they do retain better heat, these like stocky looking banco, like thick walled. This is a small pot. This is a bigger pot, you know, even volume wise. But guess what? Guess which one's heavier? Actually, this one's heavier. Even if it's so tiny, you know? So... it's got thicker walls, it's just got more material in it, so it does have some pretty good heat retention. Okie dokie, let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna try this hojicha first. Again, if you're doing this, try the tea. Just to see if it's okay, you know? Here you go, Steven. You're so thirsty. Here you go. Alright. It's gonna be really satisfying, like pouring like tea into rice with this nice spout. It feels really satisfying and also really wrong at the same time. I usually don't mix tea and food very much. Now that's an interesting color. Ha! Don't you think? Nice, beautiful color. Definitely hojicha. Let's see how it tastes. Ooh, really, really rich. Really, really tasty. Very, very satisfying. Lots and lots of adjectives. Okay, let's try this out. Oh my god, that's really good. Boost it. Let's use just a tiny bit of soy sauce. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Because I don't wanna cloud the flavors of the hojicha. Okay, just a tiny bit. And let's taste it right here. Wow, that's perfect. I put soy sauce in, but it didn't overtake the flavors of the hojicha. Instead of like the hojicha being overtaken by the soy sauce, they kind of merged together so that it's almost just boosting the umami of the hojicha. I'm actually impressed by the tea's ability to stand up to soy sauce. Usually soy sauce is one of those things that like overtakes everything in a dish. But in this case, the tea is holding up pretty well. I mean, they're gonna add a little bit more. So I'm not afraid of it being overtaken now. Wow, perfect. Perfect ratio. So I guess, you know, tea stands up surprisingly well to soy sauce. Is that a new tea practice email? Okay. And then let's put some rice seasoning on it. And then, Michael, you told me to put some dashi pellets in it. Let's do that. Again, you know, if you're doing this at home, you don't need to use these stock pellets, but these are a really classic Japanese ingredient. This is dashi, which is bonito stock. And I'm down to the very, very last bit of it. You don't need very much. They're really concentrated. Very MSG-like. So, if you're MSG averse, don't use this stuff. I'm not. I grew up drinking that stuff by the gallon, I bet, growing up in the Philippines. That smells amazing. Wow, that smells really good. I can't believe I'm cooking in my tea room and all I gotta do is brew tea and bring some stuff upstairs? This is great. Wow. Okay. Let's try it. Good stuff. Wow. That's really tasty. This is going really well. Yeah, I think this is a better result than the genmaicha, I would say. I think I would like to put a little bit more rice in this. I don't want it to be too soupy. This is really good rice that I'm using, so I think it will shine through. I mean, it will act like a nice kind of like canvas for the broth to come through. Again, this is my first time making ochazuke of any kind. And reading online, which is my only, resource, I saw that, yeah, you can make it as brothy or as not brothy as you'd like to. I think I might want it to be a little bit more ricey. So let's try it again now. Perfect. This is perfect. This is really, really, really good. So, very few ingredients. Rice, hojicha, a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of bonito stock, which is dashi, which is what it's a really common broth used in Japanese cuisine. So like in the West, we use chicken stock a lot, to cook with. In Japan, they use this fish stock called bonito, bonito stock or dashi. Just a sprinkle of it there, and then a little bit of furikake. It's perfect. It's really, really, really good. And again, this turned out better than the genmaicha. I think just because the tea was a little bit better quality. So we're able to get a little bit more of a boost to the tea flavor. Yeah, that's good. So if you would like to get a little bit more success during this, just up front, I think you should try hojicha. It's like a fail-safe. The genmaicha was good, but it wasn't super interesting. This is better. I really, really like it. And it still looks better than the store-bought stuff. So for those of y'all who came in a little bit later, we tried the store-bought stuff as well. I saw it at the store while I was getting toppings for this. And yeah, it's not as green tea looking, So while this is pretty good in a pinch, we're tea people. It's so easy to make tea at home for us. We have really good tea lying around as well. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's okay. We'll be good. Curious to see if any ginger will change the experience of it. I think the ginger might go better with a lighter green tea, but I'm just curious. Rice curious. Not a match. Don't do that. Maybe the genmaicha. Ginger with a genmaicha. I'm going back to the very first one that I made, which is a genmaicha base. Much better. Wow. Interesting. So I guess what's going on here is that as we're using different green teas, we're doing slightly different variations on the flavor, like you were saying, smoky sweet is going to be going on with hojicha, and then the genmaicha is a little bit more toasty and brothy. So those are like little building blocks with which we can kind of develop a dish. We're going a little bit to food side now, but at the very foundation of it is still the tea. You can't make the stuff without the tea, and even if online all the recipes you'll find, all the commentary you'll find is like, oh, just use like, you know, green tea bag and steep it and then use it and stuff. And, you know, for us, we can afford to use green tea in a more involved way and use it to actually just highlight the tea being there, which is pretty cool. I dig it. I want to find more recipes that are like this, that make it really easy to highlight what the flavor of the tea is, you know? And I think if you have friends who are not into tea, this might be an interesting way to kind of get them into it. You know, people who are just not going to sit down and like pour tea with you, you know, like yuzu and stuff like that. Have them eat the tea and then talk about what the flavor notes are maybe. And they might be a little bit more inclined to talk about the tea itself after they've experienced something good with it. You know, maybe. Nev Orden, Shiloh, your question was, how is it texturally? It's extremely tasty. It's very soft rice, a little soupy, you know, which I really like. It's not as soft and gooey as congee, you know, like the Chinese rice porridge. It's really just, if you like the texture of rice and you like the texture of soup, like broth, like light broth, you will like this. Just as a dish, it's not one of those like elegant dishes that you're gonna break out on like date night, I don't think. But it's extremely satisfying, it's warming, it's really easy to do. And again, I think what I'm gonna use this for is like, if I'm wanting to eat food around my tea, instead of bringing like barbecue or something, which sometimes I'll do during Tuesday Tea Club here in Vegas. Make a little bowl of Ochazuke or something, because it's so mild and so unobtrusive. And it's pretty cool to be able to say you're making tea, like tea food, I think. Okay, I've been yapping about this. Steven, try this. It's my guinea pig in the back. Oh, try the store-bought one with a arsenic warning. Mmm. That's pretty delicious, but ours is better, I think. All right. I think, what time is it? What time is it? It's, I can't see.
7:15.
7:15. Okay, we got some time. I'm gonna go all the way and make some Ochazuke with like really nice sencha. Sorry, I'm not even gonna apologize. I'm just really curious to see if we can bring out that brothy green tea texture. So genmai cha that was cheap did okay. You know, you can make a really nice basic Ochazuke with it. Hojicha, I think, was a little bit more tea forward. It's just a better dish, you know? Now, I want to play with whether or not we can get the gyokuro flavor to come out. So, let's see what we can do. I'm going to use the Tokoname Kyusu, because I find that this is the most successful in pulling, like, green tea umami flavors out. If I can fish out all the rice from it. I mean, I guess this is one situation in which I wouldn't really mind if there's still rice in my kyusu, because I'm just pouring the tea over rice anyway. That never happens. And Shiloh, yeah, I'd never made this before, and I was hoping for this kind of texture. Like, it's not too gooey, it's not too watery, and what's fun is that you can adjust what you want to see in the dish really easily. It's just lazy people food. I love it, you know? I'm like, honestly, like when we do all these big setups with like tea experiments and testing 20 different waters, do you think I go home and like, you know, do like a 3-hour dinner? No, I just want to make this now. That'd be great. Okay. Let's use a really nice gyokuro. Not the 2004 that I was talking to you guys about. We'll do the 2018 version of it, which is a Uji Gyokuro. It's a Kyotanabe cultivar. Oh no, it's from Kyotanabe area. It's Samidori cultivar. Not Sayamidori with an E. It's just Samidori. This is ridiculously good Gyokuro. I better be careful with it, you know? So in this case, I'm not going to preheat the pot more than I already have. Whew. And I'm gonna concentrate it. I'm gonna use like a good 5 grams of gyokuro here. This is such a nice way to knock out green teas. Oh, gosh. So if you haven't joined the challenge yet, dude, this is like 3 out of the 7 already that I'm doing tonight. And then we'll make this gyokuro really brothy. See what we can do with it. And then Ruben, I think you said if we brew sencha, we should put the leaves on top after. We're gonna do that with this tea. Let's do this. All right. I need to drop the temperature though. No, actually, I haven't reboiled this, right?
Nope.
So I think this should be good. Let me look at the temperature. You know, it's still kind of hot, but if I brew it, if I pour it up from up high, I think we should be okay. Yeah, let's do that. Or we can, yeah, let's cool it. Just curious, what temperature do you like your guys' gyokuro to be brewed at? I'm a heathen, and lately, over the last year or so, I've just been like, screw the rules, and I keep brewing my gyokuro at like boiling, just to prove that it can take it. But I think I'm gonna start dialing it back again, because I kind of miss the really brothy gyokuro profiles. So let's cool it down. Okay, that still looks pretty hot. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit of cold water to it. Just to cool down the temperature a little bit more. Okay. Get even cooler. Good. We got this. And you're welcome. I'll use my expensive gyokuro, so if it doesn't go well, you don't gotta use yours. Let's see. So when I brew gyokuro, I like to pour the water onto the side of the pot just to make it super soft. So I'm pouring not onto the leaves themselves, but almost like underneath them. So as I'm pulling out the water, the leaves are actually floating on the surface. I'm gonna let them sink in slowly. I'm just gonna jostle them a little bit to get them submerged. It's a very gentle brewing style. And I keep referring back to this experiment. I guess it was good that we did it. But we saw that the way you pour tea, or the way you pour water into the tea, changes a lot about the profile. And I think gyokuro is one of those teas that you really want to play around with the variables. Okay. I'm not going to use too much rice. So my goal here is to make something brothy, really, really green tea forward. Should that be enough time? Now I want to look at what the packet says. Gosh, no, what am I doing? I'm second guessing myself. I haven't made like low temperature gyokuro in a long, long time. Let's look at the leaves. Yeah, they're getting there. We'll do 2 steeps of this tea. This suddenly became really fancy dinner. Okay, now this gyokuro with rice, I definitely have to try it on its own. It's got a really, really nice color to it. Nice, beautiful green color. That's my favorite color so far today. Let's try it out. Oh my friggin' god. That's tea forward. Holy crap. It tastes like there's broth in it already. Like, it's like I added fish broth to it already. It's so umami. Really, really nice. Very green tea forward. It's delicious. Wow. Really good. Really fancy. Let's make sure we get the second steep out of that. That's extremely tasty. It's one of those ones that I don't even want to try to explain it in words how good this is. It's just so elegant and structured. And it's just gyokuro with rice, which I'm really appreciating. I think that the hojicha was more flavorful, especially after I added all the stuff. But this is just so... If you love tea, this is what you want to eat. You know, like, if you love tea, this is it. Wow. It's just brilliant. It's just the vehicle, the rice is able to just bring out the flavors, you know? It's just perfect. I'm almost afraid to like put too much stuff in it, you know? What do I want to do? What should I add to it? Should I even add anything to it? I don't even know. Ponzu or soy sauce? Ponzu or soy sauce? I don't even know. I'm just really enjoying it on its own. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit of the dashi, not too much. I'm gonna just boost the umami that's already there. I don't want to overtake the gyokuro because the gyokuro is so tasty. And there's almost no other recipe you could probably use gyokuro with, as well as this, because it would just get overwhelmed by the other flavors in the dish. I think Ochazuke is the only situation that I can think of that you can cook with gyokuro and really have the flavors come out. That's delicious! Really good. It's a tiny bit of the dashi to boost the flavor of the green tea. Wow, really good. Last little thing. Let's just put a tiny bit of salmon in it just to pretty it up and call it a night. And then I'm gonna put some of this rice seasoning on it. I'm just having a good time now. And there you go. That's my tea-based dinner for tonight. Looks pretty good, right? You know what I mean? Simple and stuff. And back to the focus. We were able to use 3 green teas today that I otherwise would not have brewed up remotely close to the near future if I hadn't done this experiment today. That's so good. Okay. I'm gonna have a moment with my Ochazuke. I have all this rice that I've cooked and all this tea broth that I've made. I'm really happy with this experiment. So, big takeaway is this is a really, really worth it way to push forward your aged green teas. You know, what we learned is that the kind of tea that you do use for Ochazuke does make a difference. So even if you look this up online, most people, you know, that I found talking about Ochazuke didn't talk about which tea they're using, but we're tea people, so that's why we're going to talk about this stuff. Genmaicha, you know, I liked it, but it's rice on rice, so it wasn't the most interesting to me, but it was good. If you want to just make a straightforward, savory, you know, full-bodied Ochazuke, Genmaicha is okay, you know. It can stand up to the taste of other things added to it. Hojicha is really good with soy sauce and apparently mushrooms, you know? So there you go, it's darker, a little bit sweet and smoky. Doesn't taste good with ginger though. And then the gyokuro is just, you know, amazing for people who like tea. The character of the tea comes out so much in this dish, and it's one of the only recipes I can think of that you can use high quality green tea and actually have it be worth it. I'm gonna try it with just a tiny bit of ginger, to see, because the ginger didn't work with the hojicha. Maybe it's gonna work here with the gyokuro. Perfect. Perfect! I'm so happy. I mean, the tea room's a mess, but I'm really happy. Really worth it. If you have old green tea, you have no idea what the hell you want to do with it, make some rice, use Japanese white rice, or just white rice, it doesn't matter. You know, and then brew the tea as usual. Don't even change what the parameters are. And then just go for it. It's a little bit more gyokuro before we go. The second steep of it. Oh, and then we're going to do what we wanted to do earlier. Wow, look at the color. It's a nice color. Look at this green color. Oh my goodness gracious me. I have never done this before. I just stuck my chopsticks into a kyusu. I feel like we Rig rolls all the time, right? It's fine. Put that baby on top. Woo! Woo! Are you seeing this? I feel really fancy. Like other people might want to be like, oh, face mask, go to the spa. But I feel like this is treat yourself time right now. Gyokuro Ochazuke with gyokuro leaves inside, ginger, flaked salmon, fish broth, and furikake. Perfect. Perfect. You know what? I'm gonna, yeah, yeah, that's really good. I'm also gonna stay up all night, which is great. I had some work to do anyway. That's freaking delicious. Okay, I'm done eating on camera, you know. Just go do this, okay? Just go do this. Don't question it. I've never done this. This is super worth it to do. I just love how this challenge is making me do stuff that I wouldn't have done on my own with this green tea, you know, and I hope that does the same for you. I'm gonna go way past the 7 that we were requiring for this challenge, but I hope it just inspires you to also do something with your old green teas. We knocked out 2015 Genmai cha that I would never use. I knocked out some more of the Hoji cha that I just, you know, keep hoarding and don't keep drinking. And then 2018 Gyokuro, which, you know, even if we talked about aged Gyokuro, if it's in a packet like this, I don't think it's meant to be aged, you know? I might as well drink it down sooner rather than later. So this is dope. I'm happy. I'm gonna go eat. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions. Not an expert. I just like tea, dude. And this is really dope if you like tea. Yeah. Good night from Las Vegas. I'll see you on Sunday for our regular weekend tea practice. Goodbye. See y'all later.